tonight's news from the Action 5 News team.
I white-knuckled for about a year with him, hoping that he could finish out the sentence before the teleprompter went down.
The people at Bobby Mackey's are getting used to not only playing country music, but also telling ghost stories, as we learn in Michael Collins' world. Now, in 2 weeks, Judge Nader will decide if he will issue a permanent injunction. So stay tuned for News 5 for complete reports as this story continues to develop.
And that is our special report for now. Thank you so much for being with us. I'm Norma Rashid.
And I'm Jerry Springer. For more news, tune in at 6 o'clock. Good afternoon. His bet on baseball is now public. Judge Norbert Nadel had been keeping the document secret, saying it had private information about people not involved in the Rose case. Good evening, I'm Jerry Springer. Tonight after the ball game, TV evangelist Jim Baker is found guilty.
Oh, our apologies to the mayor.
Yeah, we should apologize to us for that. Still ahead on News 5 tonight, the cards and...
And in Florida City, 2,100 pounds were seized in a mobile home, stopped for a minor traffic violation. It's not known if the drug shipments were related. Good evening. Our 4th of July Star Spangled Spectacular continues with music in the background right here at Riverbend. We are live. Before you make your plans for the weekend, be sure to check out Pat Berry's forecast. The president of the local Teamsters Union in Cincinnati in northern Kentucky is warning trucking companies to send trucks out in convoys after midnight on Monday. Well, News 5 spoke with Pete Rose today about that article. He says he doesn't understand all the uproar. He was only elaborating on deposition testimony that was already made public. 8 days ago, the bus drivers went on strike.
Despite no TV experience, Springer's editorials made his station #1.
Tonight at 11.
Also tonight, what's the best-selling beer in the country? You might be surprised. And the Queen City welcomes a rock and roll star that's beginning to shine in other areas, too. I'm Jerry Springer here at the Vatican in Rome. The efforts of Cincinnatians to help the people of East Africa are being honored today by the Pope. I'll have that story tonight on News 5. Yesterday, the Reds got more TROs than RBIs. It's crying shame. And it needn't be like this. It's time for less law and a little common sense.
Aww.
Good job.
It isn't so tough to start a television station either. That kid's got a future.
That's true.
They have my job.
Up next on News 5 tonight, a strange leader in the Masters golf tournament. Look, our attitudes haven't changed. We'll pay blacks to perform for us, but we won't let them near the running of our businesses.
This isn't just blowing up fireworks, it's putting it together with great music. So if you turn on your radios at WEBN, we're having a simulcast with them. It's FM, we're in stereo. This goes off on history. We keep hearing what a conservative city Cincinnati as well. If somebody's just visiting and you see this clouds blow up right over our city, well, you probably think a little differently.
We like to party.
It doesn't have to be roses are red, violets are blue, it's going to snow on you. No, it doesn't have to be like that, no.
I like that one, though.
Okay, great.
Thank you, Pat.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Pat. We've now been told, looks like it's going to be cold. Just ahead, a Northern Kentucky man may be up for a White House job, and in sports, nearly $1 million a year. Good evening. He worked and sweated for 23 years for this moment, and tonight, in front of his family, his friends, and 50,000 unabashed Pete Rose fans, he did it. Now, later during the ceremony, when asked if he'd play next year, he answered, "The way I feel tonight, I'd say yes." Norma, obviously a very happy man.
We hope he will play.
Should clean up our coal, and in exchange for us cleaning it up, offer it to our own citizens and businesses at a reduced rate. That way people would have lower utility bills, and we'd create an incredible incentive for jobs to locate in Ohio.
Lord save us from all those high school yearbook pictures.
I know. I hope.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones you used to know.
Satisfaction has to come from within. They live at We Are the Team.
We're the team.
Live.
I just have to look good. Whoever said underwear has to be white anyhow.
Also tonight, we'll have more on the investigation of what caused the explosion of the Challenger. Also, we'll tell you what the Ohio Legislative Committee investigating the collapse of Home State has recommended to prevent another collapse. It's not approved by the FAA, but News 5's Laura Randall decided to give it a try anyway. It's called tandem skydiving.
There were moments we didn't want to get up in the morning and say, oh no, not doing this again, but it all was worth it.
Good evening, I'm Norma Rashid.
And I'm Jerry Springer. At the local animal shelter treating man's best friend like a dog. Well, tonight on News 5, we'll look into accusations that a shelter in Indiana is mistreating their animals.
We'll also have the latest on Dick Hauser.
Good evening. Ross Perot is promising he'll go all out to win the presidential race.
And so, though surely imperfectly and perhaps too bleeding heart liberally for most, I've tried to give something back. And yet I know for what you have given me, it can't nearly be enough. For giving me a chance to come back, to have the most glorious occupations anyone could ever hope for.